That one is eating some line. Boom. Oh, that's a giant fish. That is a giant fish. All right, folks, out before sunrise on a beautiful boat ride down the lake, glass top conditions. Just a nice late spring morning to be out fishing. We're gonna try to anchor up and catch some pre-spawn catfish. That's the plan. Trying 2 baits. We're gonna see which 2 work. I've got shrimp and I've got fresh gizzard shad. So we're gonna see which one of these 2 work. So let's get some baits cut up and get them out in the water. There it is, guys. Nothing fancy on the shrimp here. Just some store-bought shrimp. I'm gonna cut into some, ooh, that one a good chunk. Into some small chunks and get them out there. Boom. I don't use the tails. Boom, get rid of that. Then I got some gizzard shad. Also gonna cut up into some relatively small chunks. I don't use the tail. We're gonna fan cast them out around the boat and see what's biting. We got some current, we got some muddy water. We'll talk about all this stuff. What would not want to eat that? These here are the Catfish Pro spinning rods. I got a Santee rig, a little modification on it from what you see me normally use. Just using a regular weight instead of a drifting sinker on here. I've got orange rods and I've got pink rods. Pink rods are on the starboard side. Let's put some, let's see. We'll put gizzard shad on the pink rods. So on these, we'll go with some shrimp. We'll see which works. Actually, I'm gonna scatter them out. I'm gonna alternate them. We won't have them all in one side, just in case we got fish in different places. Chunk these babies out. Why spinning gear? Well, I wanted to show you guys, you can catch catfish on spinning gear. You don't have to have the more expensive stuff. Bait casters are fine, nothing wrong with them. You can catch them on this stuff. I know a lot of people can be intimidated by them. So, and that's fine. These are a little more affordable and easy to cast. So there we go. So we got there, we got pink. That's gonna be one of our smaller baits there. Piece of gizzard shad. Nice little piece of bait. Like I said, we're gonna alternate him. Just so nobody says, oh, there's more fish on that side of the boat. Which quite honestly, you can have days like that to where there will be more fish on one side of the boat than the other. So, put these babies in the water. See what we can hook into. I just gotta remember which one I'm putting on which. Okay. Orange shrimp. Orange shrimp. Orange shrimp. I'm gonna try to remember that. Orange shrimp. That one is eating some line. Heck yeah. Boom. That drag at? Boy, that's smooth. Tighten it up, son. It's a good fish. A little piece of bait. Little piece of bait. Does anybody remember which one, what was on orange? We got one. Which one was on orange? I gotta go back and look at my own video. That was a good takedown. I thought I had one on this rod over here. There was a little bop on it, and I went to check it, and I saw this one creeping over. This one's angry. I got a feeling it's gonna be an angry male. Eat, baby. The great thing is we got enough current. Ooh, I just felt something slip. Oh, I seen tail swirl way behind that fish. I've got enough current that I don't have to worry about a back anchor, which is nice. I'm landing these fish. Come on, baby. This is a Catfish Pro. It's a good fish. Catfish Pro rod, medium heavy action. Get that off of there. Simmer. Oh, it's a giant fish. That is a giant fish. Oh my gosh. Oh, gosh. No wonder he sucked so much line off. Holy cow, that's a big one. That is a big one. Unbelievable. Let's baby up here. Oh, that's a 30-pound fish. Oh, crap. Holy shnikes. On a little bitty hook. That thing looks like he's been on a trot line or something. Jug tied off on something. Guys, this is a big fish. Heck yeah. Yeah, his mouth's really messed up, almost like he was on a rope or something. I don't know. It's all eat out right there. Yeah, it's like he was on a rope or something. I don't know, maybe a trot line. I don't know. That's a thick cut through there. Not good shape. Who knows? It's a big fish though. That is a very big fish. That one's getting hit too. Gripper on here. Oh yeah. My goodness, that's a big fish. That is a good fish. Look at that beast. Heck yeah. That's a nice fish. Very nice fish. Look at that. Heck yeah, shallow water. Oh. Get him loose here. The gripper off of him. He's gone. Great fish. Folks, you've heard me say in a lot of my videos, match your hook to your bait, not the fish you dream of catching. Look at that hook, guys. You see how big that hook is? I mean, there's my finger. That right there is a 4/0 hook. A small hook, but look at the size fish it caught. Why? Because I was using a small piece of bait. You don't put an 8/0 hook on a giant piece of, or a little piece of bait. You put an 8/0 hook on a big piece of bait. That right there caught that fish. That shows you that that hook can sometimes hinder the bite you're getting. And that was on shrimp. Which clicker? Orange, shrimp, shad. This one. Green will be the shrimp. Wow, what a fish. A whopper of a fish, 32 pounds. It's interesting that that fish came on a T90 piece of shrimp. It shows you that, yes, you can catch big fish. Gunshots, people running off the geese. Big fish on little pieces of bait. That one, obviously a male. I say obviously, a lot of people don't realize that one. That one's beat up pretty bad, a lot of scars. Don't know what that was with his mouth. It's almost like somebody had him on a rope or something. It's worn down into the mouth. It shows you the resilience of these fish and just how tough they are. I mean, it's just bad shape. That's a great fish. That's a great fish. Sun's not even above the trees yet. One heck of a fish. It's the time of the year when these fish are starting to stage up to spawn. Probably some spawning going on. It doesn't all happen at once, but it seems like it when the bite starts to slow. So that's a good fish. Happy to get that one in the boat. We'll sit here, try to be patient, see if we can get another one. There's a fish on that same rod, same area. On a shrimp, on a scrimp. Fish blowing up on top of the water over there. This one is not as big, but we are not gonna size shame them. Nice blue, nice blue. Good fish, boom. There we go. See there? It'll catch 30-pound fish and it'll catch eater fish. There, nice fish. Nice blue cat. Yes, sir. Back alive. All right, guys, there's another one. Small fish, eater size fish, but on the same size piece of bait. It shows you that when fish are feeding, fish will eat, and it's not always big bait, big fish. You got a piece of bait as big as your thumbnail that caught a 30-some pound fish, and one that's an eater size. So pretty good. In the same place too. That's what was interesting. It's kind of right there in that same area. So we'll see if there's some more scattered about here. Sun's just starting to crest above the trees. Already got 2 fish in the boat. I can't complain about that. It's slick as glass out here. It's nice to have some nice calm conditions. Like I was saying earlier, we got a little bit of current. We've got some muddy water from some recent rains we had a couple of days ago. There's a rise in this river arm that I'm in, and lake went up some, but I'll be honest with you, it's not as muddy and it's not as high as I expected it to be. Came out here on a guide trip yesterday, smoked them. It was a great day. Was curious if it was going to work today, and you know, got a guide trip tomorrow. By the way, if you're looking for a guide trip, go to my website, DieterMelhornFishing.com. There's the guide information and a link where you can get a hold of me. So text me, it's the easiest way. But gonna sit here and just kind of wait it out. It's a patience game. We'll see if the small fish show up. We'll see if some more bigger fish show up. You know, part of this is you know, like I said, water's been running for a few days, so it could affect the bite. It's got to slow at some point. It doesn't stay great forever, but so far it's been good. Guys, there goes another one. There goes another one. Oh yeah, oh yeah, he was pulling line. He's out of the water, coming at the boat. He hit it like a freight train. There he gets off to the side. Heck yeah, this one, pink. You know what that means? That's a shad bait. Let's see, gets off to that side. I'm gonna have to go to that side. Ah, that's all right. That's all right. First world problem. There we go. Get him turned away from the boat. Bingo. He's going upstream. Oh. There you go. You may ask yourself, why was I kicking the boat? I'll tell you about that in a second. It's going to be a nettable fish too. Yep. There we go. Come on, big boy. Boom, in the net. In the net. We're having a good morning. Let's get this one in here and look at it. Another fish. Well, we on them. Let's see what we got. There goes one right there too. That one's sucking some line. I don't know if he stayed hooked up or not. I heard line coming off the reel. See if I can get this one out of the net here. I'll go check on this other one. Looks like to get it unhooked. Let's see if he's on there. I think he dry. Was it that one or this one? Can't remember if it was that bait or this bait. Get this back out there. Yeah, he dropped it. That's all right. We'll deal with that in a second. Get the fish. Get my Catfish Pro grippers here. Boom. There we go. Another nice fish. This one on a piece of shad. We finally got a shad fish. There we go. Look at that. Stop, stop, stop. Started using my grippers a lot more instead of trying to bare hand these things, tearing my fingers apart. Not good for your hands, guys. That's a pretty fish. Let's get him back alive. Okay. Shoot, he's gone. All right, there's another nice fish. That one on a piece of shad. So got 3 fish, 2 of them on shrimp, 1 on shad, that one out of a different area. So it's interesting how these baits work and what works. You know, shad native to these waters. Shrimp, not shrimps from saltwater, but there's something in shrimp that they sense and like. It's probably some amino acid content in it that is something that they're able to go, hey, that's good for me. Just like in saltwater, any of you guys that have done any saltwater fishing, everything in the ocean eats shrimp. If you're trying to catch a fish and start at the bottom of the food chain and work your way up for bait, you start with shrimp. Everything eats it. So, and kind of appears the same in freshwater. These fish love this stuff. I prefer the fresh stuff over the frozen. I buy it at a grocery store or fish market, either one. I prefer those heavier, bigger shrimp, and you can kind of tell as soon as you cut into them, they're kind of steaky, they're kind of thick, they're not mushy. I've tried the head on, it'll work. It's just, it seems like the consistency of the shrimp that we get are these kind that I get here, and it works. Not exactly the cheapest bait, but if you find the right day of the week when they're trying to get it out before they get their new shipment in, you can get a good deal on it. So we got the baits back in the water, and we're gonna see if we got any more takers. Thought I heard something. Oh, I heard the line coming off of it. Oh, hooked up. My drag's probably about 6-7 pounds, maybe, on here. I have to explain to you what this is. This is a bait feeder in the back. I'll explain that in a second. It's kind of a cool feature for you guys. They're looking for something kind of like a clicker, but different. Obviously, spinning reels, your drag's controlled up here on the front of the spool. Tighten that and put more drag on it. I'm only running 20-pound line on here, so I back the drag off just a little bit from that 30. That 20-pound line, I can catch any fish in America with that. Get him up here. This is an orange rod. Shrimp. Getting over here, go underneath this. Oh, line off of it. You can see some dingy stained water. Oh, is that a giant channel cat? Oh, it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm gonna get excited. Oh, that's a rare air for us to get a channel cat this big anymore. Big old male. Big old head. Big old mouth. Those nodules on his head getting all swelled up. He's getting ready to make a little love, make a little spawn. Yes, sir. Look at that. You don't get big channels anymore. Boy, you gotta make some little baby channel catfish. I love it. Look at that. Good looking channel catfish. I wish we had great big ones still. It's about as big as they get anymore. I'll get him back alive. That one going too? Is that one going? Yeah, sure is. Sure is. I literally just threw that thing in and see the tip of this rod go. That one was on shrimp. This one is on cut bait. So when we go to clicking, we got to click one off of each. So remind me to do that. Just going to explain to you about the bait feeder. We'll do that in a second. I promise I'll get to it. Getting a little bites. And it's funny, some days you get out here early. You think, oh, you got to fish for catfish at night. Some days you get out here and they don't bite until the sun gets up. We had that one big one right at sunrise, or right before, first two actually, before the sun got above the trees. And then a little more action here. This is another, dude, this is another big channel catfish. I'm excited. Y'all laughing because I'm catching big channel catfish and getting excited about it. But, oh, come here, big boy. Come here, big boy. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, he's barely hooked. Boom, he gone. That was another good channel catfish. A nice one on shad. Yeah, there must be some out here staging up the spawn. Is probably what's going on. But here's what the deal is, okay? On the front of a spinning reel, this here is just your drag. I can loosen that up. It'll come off easy. Tighten it up. It'll come off tighter. But what's back here is this little thing called a bait feeder. If you wanted a fish to run with your line, instead of flipping your bail and having it wide open, you can flip this and the line will come off of it. Now right there, I barely got it adjusted. This knob in the back is what actually adjusts that tension. You can see, you tighten that down and it'll adjust it so that thing can pull line off if you want it to. You want to fish to run with bait. I don't believe in letting catfish run with bait when fishing with circle hooks. There's no reason to. It defeats the purpose of a circle hook, and I'm not a big fan of it. But if you like that, if I was shark fishing, I would probably use this. Sharks are chewers, not engulfers like a catfish, but it's a cool little deal. You can set it like that. Again, you can set as much tension as you want on it. You can actually use it to pay out line whenever you're trolling. I tried that, and it's not a bad little deal. That's probably why that thing was loose. The biggest thing is it keeps it from just spooling off of there freely. You got a little bit of resistance. Plus, you can hear it. It's not as loud as a metal clicker, but you can either engage it by flipping the handle, or you just move that back and forth. So, neat little feature on a spinning reel. These are Catfish Pro reels. They've got them on there. Not all spinning reels have them. So if you go to buy reels, make sure you look to see if it's got a bait feeder. All of the Catfish Pro reels have them. So cool little feature for some of you guys that are not wanting to dabble into the bait cast. You like the spinning gear. Nice little feature on these things. Nice deal. 2 more fish. It's consistent bite. We're getting some, you know, about every 20 minutes, which is nice. It's keeps you in the game, keeps your mind in the game. A lot of people ask me, I've got messages about how often do I check bait. When I'm out here fishing some of these softer baits, especially shrimp or chicken, I don't give it too long, especially if a bait gets hit. I'll give it about 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes after it gets hit, and then I'm checking it, because it's easy to pluck these baits off of here. You know, honestly, if it's gizzard shad body chunks, it's the same way. It'll pull off. The bigger shad, a little bit harder to pull off. If you got thread fin, you need to check it pretty often. Those are very soft baits and come off very easily. So, you know, anchored up, no rods move, every 30 minutes, I'll give them a check. You know, if I'm getting hit, little pops and stuff, I check them a lot more quickly. The shrimp, you know, it's one of those baits that's pretty soft. They can get in there and get to pecking on it, especially if you're fishing somewhere to where you get around smaller fish like perch or, you know, bluegill, sunfish up on the bank. They will peck at that stuff, and they don't ever, you may not even sense it moving. So 30 minutes is about it. And it's one of the reasons I don't use the shrimp when I'm trolling and drifting, because it's very easy for that stuff to get hit, and then you're having to reel in those lines. Those lines are a little bit harder to reset than some of the you know, lines when you're anchored. One good thing about these spinning reels from Catfish Pros, they've got a very fast retrieve rate. I like that. I've got some older reels that have a slower retrieve rate. These babies, you can skate it across the water and get it in, so it's easier to check the bait. So general rule, 20 to 30 minutes with the soft baits. You know, if you start talking about using stuff like white perch, some of those chunks, the heads, I really don't check them. It's going to take enough effort to pull those off that you'll see the rod move. So that's kind of my rule of thumb. Boom, there he goes. There he goes. There's a running fish. Oh, let's see. He's coming at the boat as fast as he can. Oh, whoa. Dude. I don't know if you could see how fast that fish was. Look at him go. That's unreal. That's awesome. That's the thing about fishing pre-spawn fish, shallow water. They go nuts. This one's going nuts. He was coming at the boat, and it was hard to catch up to him. Hopefully we can get him in. Hopefully we can get him up to the boat here. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me get the net ready. Yeah, he was running straight at the boat. Easy. Easy. This one is a shad chunk. Shad gonna make its comeback. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Easy. Look at that line. Let that drag on him. Got some current pulling on him. It's a good fish. It's a good fish. He has figured out there's a boat here, that's for sure. Heck yeah. Boom, got him. Got him. This is where bait feeder comes in handy. It's a great way when you get one in a net. You can hit that bait feeder, let some line out. There we go. Out, flipping the belt. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Boom. Dude, this is awesome. That one looked like it was hooked toward the bottom of the jaw. Ooh, right there. Bottom right next to the gill. Got lucky on that one. That hook out of there without any damage. Good job. Nicely done. Nicely done, Doctor. Gripper. Get you some of these grippers. If you hadn't seen my video, put a float on it. It helps, especially if you got somebody on the boat that's not used to using them. They come with a little lanyard. It goes around your hand, but it can still come off. That float will keep it from going on a dive. Even if he dives with it locked on his jaw, it'll be good. These are from Catfish Pro. I like the little gripper thing right there. It's kind of turned in. They hold on to the fish's mouth, that's for sure. When they lock, they lock. Good fish. Heck yeah, good fish. Good one. It's a 20-pound fish. Yep. Nice. Nice blue cat. Tying it up with the shrimp and chicken battle here. We got us a tie. Let's get this one back alive. Pop that loose. I'll show you a trick, guys. Get them on the boat. I'll let the fin rest right on that rail. It takes all the pressure off of it. You turn that thing, let it out. He's gone. There you go, guys. That's 6 fish, 3 apiece. And it's a good little spread of fish here, different sizes. We got a whopper and we got some small ones. So they're all feeding, they're all eating. And 3 what I call nice fish. Those would be great fish to have on a guide trip or pretty much anywhere. Anybody in the country would be happy to catch them. So it's not one or the other yet. And you know, that's the way it can be some days. Some days one bait can do better than the other. Some days, you know, it's a nice even spread here. I do think I would like these baits better than chicken up here. Maybe wrong, maybe they would kill it today, I don't know, but I don't think they're in here feeding that much on the mussels that I think attracts the chicken biting fish. So it's why I like these baits better right now. A lot of pre-spawn stuff going on, getting a little darker coloration in some of those, especially those channel catfish. And it's a good bite. It's a good consistent bite. And would I change anything up size-wise? I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Unless you're wanting to eliminate fish, there's no reason to go with bigger baits. That is the sole reason to eliminate or to go with the bigger baits, is to eliminate fish. Yeah, there's probably some more scent put out, but I mean, let's face it, guys, these things have senses that we can't comprehend. And that big 30-pound fish found that little bitty piece of shrimp without a problem. If they're hungry, they're gonna eat. So that's my advice. I say go with the smaller stuff. Fish are gonna eat it. And you know, big bait doesn't necessarily bring in big fish, but it does eliminate small fish. So but do what works for you. Depends where you're fishing at, you know, how you want to fish. You know, you may just be wanting to go for one bite. My advice there is you may be missing fish. Some of our guide trips recently, we have put out a couple of big baits and then had 4 rods with smaller baits and never caught anything on the big baits. I think about one trip we actually caught one of the smaller fish of the day on one of the big baits. So it's not a cure for catching fish. So just keep that in mind. You know, it's one of those things, you can do it if you want to. Again, if you're in a place that's just covered with small fish, it's a great way to eliminate them. Maybe if you were fishing a tournament, but man, you don't know how many times I've seen tournaments won on little bitty pieces of bait. So I'd be smart with it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if there's any more. If I don't catch another fish, I can say it's a great day. That fish should be on there. Yep, he is there. He is there. He is there. I got a hit a second ago on this rod. Did not hook up with it. Just a little bump. Probably picked up too quick. Checked the bait. Threw it back out there, and literally 2 minutes later it got hit. So let's see what we got. This is hopefully not a turtle. I doubt it. We're kind of in a big bay here. And generally you get these turtles up near the bank. Not that you can't get them out here, but generally they're near the bank. There he is. Come here, big boy. Oh, Mr. Channel Cat. Mr. Channel Cat on the shrimp. If I've said chicken today, it's because I've instinctively said chicken for so long. It's on the shrimp. Orange shrimp, orange shrimp, orange shrimp, orange shrimp. It's a Chinese dish or something. There we go. Back alive. This is kind of what we're looking at, guys, just so you can see, again, a very small hook, about a 4/0, maybe smaller. I've got a black peg float on there. Why do I have black peg float? Well, we're in muddy water. Generally speaking, darker colors work better. I kind of picked this up from some saltwater guys, and we're fishing for tarpon, throwing dart flies in dingy stained water. And I started doing it a couple years ago, and I think they work better in muddy water. So than the bright colors. I think it probably makes a little more sense if making sense makes sense to a fish. But that's kind of the rig. And what I've done is, normally I use Carolina Lake weights, drifting weights on my Santee rigs, but I have started going back to just a little small sinker. Reason being, you can still use the drifting sinkers on these Santee rigs, but I just like this. It casts better. When you're drifting, you really don't have to cast that far. You just have to get the line out. Here, you may be casting toward the bank or something. So I think these cast better just because there's not as much whippy action. And again, it's just a Santee rig. The sinker will go to the bottom. Peg float will float up, suspend that bait. It's a nice, easy target. And there may be one behind me. So I'm gonna get this one back into the water. Take a look at that one. Okay. Yes, folks, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that is a fish. Boom, hooked up. It's a better fish, feels like anyway. Feels like a better fish. This one, another orange rod on the shrimp. Shrimp gonna take a lead here. It's funny how you get little bursts of bites like that. By the way, this is Andy line. I know you're used to seeing me use the high vis yellow. I bought this because they were out of yellow. Put it on here, it matched the reels nicely. That's a better fish. That's a better fish. That's gonna be another one in the double digits. Don't know if it's liftable. Bugger grip for old time's sake. Done with the boga. Oh, it's a male. He's gonna be mad when I do this. Oh yeah, look at that, perfect hook placement. Get my pliers, get y'all some of these pliers, guys. You've seen me show them before, these long nose pliers. They are a game changer when it comes to getting hooks out. That looks like a male to me. He got a big old mouth. My biologist friends would argue that you can't tell the difference. I'm going all in and saying it is a male. See the size of that mouth? Much bigger than a female. How do we know? Well, we've killed enough of them over the years and never found eggs in one of them. So correlation does not always mean causation, but anyway, that's what we believe. Get that one back alive. There you go. Shrimp taking a commanding lead. Does that mean you should never fish with gizzard shad again? Absolutely not. It's a great bait. It works. But something like shrimp, it's easy to come by. You can turn your grocery store into a bait shop and come out of there with some bait. Not, you know, gizzard shad, you're either buying it from a bait dealer or you are catching it in a cast net. Now, a lot of places don't have anybody that sells gizzard shad near you, so that can be a problem. Two, a lot of people may physically not be able to throw a cast net or just not comfortable with it. So it's a good alternative, the shrimp is, to, you know, catching fish. You know, sometimes of the year better than others. You know, I think this time of the year it really stands out in the springtime. And today, obviously, I mean, we put quite a few fish in the boat in a short amount of time, and the shrimp did a good job of doing it, including the biggest fish of the day. So is that always the case? No. But like I've said before, guys, keep an open mind to this stuff. Don't get locked into too many, you know, just rock steady ways of thinking. Try some stuff, try some different stuff. Shrimp's nothing really new or secret or crazy. People have been using it for years, and even some guides on places like Santee Cooper use it religiously, especially in places where you can buy shrimp in bulk from some of the shrimp boats down toward the coast. It's it actually can be cheaper than buying herring or buying shad. So something to keep in mind. It's good fishing. Again, spinning tackle, nothing really expensive, hard, or cumbersome to use. Some 20-pound line, you could get by with 15. You know, it's the reels are, you know, capable to handle that drag smoothly. You saw the way the line came off, nice and smooth there on a couple of those line screamers. And yeah, it's a good time to be out, good time to be fishing. I hope you guys can get out and go catch some. We'll catch you out on the water.